In this section, we're going to see about another two important DAX function comes under relationship, that is related and use relationship functions. As I said before, we have many relationship functions, but I'm going to cover these two. I will leave it for your exploration for other functions. Let's begin. Now, related function, basically we have a transaction and product, and transaction is the many side of the relationship and product is the one side of the relationship. You can see it from the diagram here. So you have, this is the many side and this is the one side of the relationship. You can refer any one of the column easily using a related function. Let's say if I want to bring this short product name into this, I just refer it as related of short product name in this table, then this will be referred and we can create a new column here, right? Similarly for the dim date as well as the country, if I want to get the country name from here to here, you can bring it. Typically you don't require that operation, right? But in some cases in DAX calculations you will refer certain columns from the related table. That is where this function is useful. Okay, it is good to know that function. Let's try to check it out right now how you can use it. So let me create a new column here. Let's say product short number, right? And I will say related. So related and product short number. So you can easily refer this column over here. So another example I'm thinking of is like, let's say you have your item quantity here. You want to calculate profit of each line item by getting the cost price of your product. Your cost price is over here. In this example we don't have, assume for each product you have some cost price here. That cost price you have to subtract from the sales amount, and let's say your sales amount is 1000, your cost price is 700, your profit is 300. You have to calculate profit at each row. So in that way you need to go to your reference table and get the amount, and then you do the subtractions there, right, on row by row basis. In these cases you can use this related function. Related function used to refer one side of the table column from your menu side. I think there is nothing much about this related function. Let's jump into another useful function called use relationship. For that, let me try to get you the scenario what we are talking about. We have a transaction and we have a dim date. This transaction table and this dim date table related to the sale date right now. So all the dates we are talking about over here is the dim date, which is sale date, right? And for the sale date, these are the total quantities sold based on the sale date. But we also have something like a delivery date here, right? So let me show it to you. Sale date is here and we have a delivery date. So let's assume, like for this case, on 6th March the sale has happened. It is delivered on the same month. So when you the delivery and the sale month is the same month. But when you take a look at this particular example, the sale has happened on the 17th March, but the delivery has happened on the April month. So how about if some user wants to analyze how many products delivered on this particular month based on the delivery date, right? For this purpose you will use the use relationship function, right? So instead of based on the delivery date, instead of using the sale date here, right, in this template, I will use this date, but my quantity should show me how many quantity delivered, not the sold one. Okay, that is what we are going to do. For that, in this dim date I need to enable the another relationship. Okay, so and if you remember, always one relationship will be active. Make this relationship active, right? Now based on the order date also, delivery date also, we are going to create. Let me drag and drop here, and you can see you cannot make this one active. Once you make this active, other will be inactive, but I want this to be inactive only. Okay, now what happens right now is, so it is based on the delivery date, one more relationship created. So instead of creating, right, instead of creating another table or another complexities, I need to create one more measure that will activate that relationship. So because you have active relationship, all the filter context will work based on the active relationship. Now only for this purpose, wherever this measure is used, I need to activate the relationship for the delivery date. So let's name this one as quantity delivered. Okay, so what is the formula? Calculate. I want the quantity, so just use the quantity, total quantity we have calculated. Then you just say use relationship, right? What is the relationship? From the transaction, use the delivery date, and in the dim date, use the dim date here. Okay, not the hierarchy. That's it. So as we all know, calculate modifies the filter arguments or filter context in a modified filter context, right? Now it does the same. Now you see quantity delivered, as you can see, immediately the results are changed, meaning like on January the 59 quantities sold based on the sale date, but based on the delivery date only 26 has been delivered, right? On next month 140 delivered, something goes on. So you are based on the delivery date, how much quantity sold, you can name it here. So name should be different. This is sale quantity and this is the delivered quantity. I hope you understand the purpose of this use relationship. Basically, if you have multiple date columns in a transaction, and then you can have many inactive relationship, but in order to view based on different date time based quantities sold, right, you need to create different measures here, individual measures to analyze it. The other way of handling this one is, instead of creating a measure, you need to have the another dim date table for the delivered date as a another dimension. Okay, let's try to do that. Let me replicate this dim date. Okay, I will say new table. So dim date, dim date delivery. You can name it whatever you want, underscore D also you can put. That should be naming convention defined by your organization, or you can define on your own. So dim date delivery, and this is, I just copy the data from the same table. Okay, what I'm trying to do is you create whatever in this table, right? You are deriving this dim date, right? And you copy this data here. Whatever changes you do, let's say you are including 100 rows here, the same data will come automatically in this table as well. Okay, I'm creating another table but renaming it to D. Now this dim date underscore D is a new table. Okay, now this one I will relate it to delivery date. This can become an active relationship. Now let me copy this data and paste it here. Okay, and this date is based on dim date. Let's get rid of this, and I want now based on the dim date. So let's put this hierarchy back and remove this and move on to here. as a top. Okay, now what happened, you see your total quantity based on the delivery date is 26 and 140. Even this one, right, is filtering, right? This uses the use relationship, basically the date based on this. Okay, you should not use this one anymore in this measure. Basically, now this is based on the dim date, this is based on the delivery date dimension, and you will have the same results. Each one has its own advantages and disadvantages. Basically, you will have a single dim date dimension and you have many measures over here. Here what we will have is, you have a single measure but different delivery days. This approach is useful when you need each dimension to be act as a filter. Let's say you have a very big dashboard, you need to filter either by sale date, either by delivery date, or either by transit date or hub date, because in a logistics business I handled, you have a hub, you have intermediate warehouse date, when it is in, when it is out, those kind of multiple dates. Within the entire process of logistics, you will have at least 10 to 15 dates. So sometimes people prefer to have different dates as a slicer. They need to filter based on that. Okay, in that cases you need to go by this approach. There is no alternative. But some scenarios, if people prefer only I filter one particular date and show me the quantities only, okay, then this approach will work fine. I hope you understand the concept behind use relationship. There is an alternative way to approach it as well. All this concept use relationship comes under role playing dimension. Basically a single dimension, meaning date dimension, playing different roles. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button and comment below for queries. Do remember that data is your asset.